case looks at how accounting affects behaviours using the example of university league tables. Firstly, we show extracts from leading rankings before discussing the findings of research investigating the behavioural impact of rankings on both individuals and institutions. Then we highlight how some leading universities are now taking a stand by withdrawing or not providing data to rankings bodies before reflecting on the inherent tensions in ranking activity. We demonstrate how metrics drive behaviours, reinforcing the saying that what gets measured matters. How has it affected your behaviour? Did you consult university league tables before applying? Did you look at more than one? Was your programme or university ranked the same in each? And how did they affect you? Here's an example from the top University World Rankings of 2024 and the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2024. Notice the top three differ in composition and rank. Why might that be the case? Which one should we rely on? Well, it's not an easy answer. Let's look at the research. Since law school rankings were introduced in the United States in the 1980s, they were quickly accepted by the public as a useful measure of quality. Espeland and Saunders studied the consequences using the concept of reactivity, or the idea that people change their behaviour in response to being evaluated, observed, or measured. They noted a direction of resources to improve or maintain rankings, and that rankings are an important consideration for the operational structures of the law school. In addition, ranking metrics were adopted as performance measures by administrators for units and individuals, affecting their behaviours as well. University rankings are influential in driving the behaviours of applicants, which in turn drives fee income for universities. In some countries, students can only access scholarships to study internationally at ranked universities or programmes. As a result, there is significant competition between universities seeking to maintain and increase their rankings. In extreme cases, ranking data has been found to have been falsified, leading to prosecution for those involved. For example, the Dean of Temple Fox Business School was found guilty of manipulating MBA data. A negative outcome of the narrow focus on employability and salaries in rankings was that they excluded those pursuing further study and therefore penalised schools where students wished to pursue public service or academia. The incentive was to attract students with a less diverse range of aspirations, running counter to our understanding of education. In response, in November 2022, Yale, Harvard, and Berkeley withdrew from the US news rankings. In January 2023, action went further, and Harvard Medical School announced it would leave the US News Medical School rankings, stating that rankings create perverse incentives for institutions to report misleading or inaccurate data, set policies to boost rankings rather than nobler objectives, or divert financial aid from students with financial need to high-scoring students with means in order to maximise ranking criteria. Ultimately, the suitability of any particular medical school for any given student is too complex, nuanced and individualised to be served by a rigid ranked list, no matter the methodology. Whilst rankings are flawed, and we should be critical of their approach to developing their algorithms, where data is not publicly available, they can offer a useful source of comparable information for applicants. European universities are starting to respond in a similar manner. In September 2023, the University of Utrecht was omitted from the Times Higher Education World University Rankings for 2024. It stated that it's no longer providing ranking organisations with the data they request. Its reasons were threefold. Firstly, rankings encourage competition and focus on details of the algorithm, whilst its vision is one of collaboration. Secondly, rankings don't capture the contextual nature of a university. And finally, data collection is time-consuming, diverting resources from other tasks. It is a signatory to a new group, more than our rank, that has grown from the disquiet over commercial rankings and allows signatories to share a statement on their context. Might the absence of rankings affect some types of universities more than others? The question is whether being part of a flawed ranking system is better than not being part of it at all. In summary, measurement has behavioural consequences. We have seen that rankings drive not just applicant behaviours, but also those of institutions that are ranked as they try to influence the input metrics and improve their position. As a result, it is important to select the correct measures and use them in an appropriate way so that they do not result in unintended consequences in terms of data collection, presentation, and interpretation. University rankings illustrate the case, but there are many other examples of ranking approaches impacting behaviours. Thank you.